begin this half hour with the news that the gates of the National Assembly are now free from protest. This comes hours after the Senate approved e-transmission of election results, leaving the discretion for manual transmission with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Security presence remained heavy as staff and visitors to the National Assembly now go in and come out freely through the main gates. Away from that, but still on the aftermath of the Senate's decision to uphold the electronic transmission of election results with provisions of Section 60, Sub 3 that allowed for this, while still leaving operational discretion to the independent and reducing the risk of manipulation in the collation of results. Supporters of the Senate's decision says maintaining the provision will deepen electoral reforms and align Nigeria's democratic process with global best practices. However, some stakeholders have raised concerns about infrastructure gaps, connectivity challenges in remote areas, and the need for further technological improvements to ensure seamless implementation nationwide. And joining me live via Zoom is a programs officer with Connected Development Code, Abdulaziz Hussaini. Thanks for joining us on the Midday News at this hour. All right, let's go straight into the matter. The Senate says it has retained Section 60, Sub 3, which yet leaves the electronic transmission to INEC's discretion. Would you say this is clarity, or it just gives room, or it's just another calculated ambiguity?
The whole process, as far as we are concerned, is revealing a couple of things. And yeah, to say leaders to some extent are listening to what the population wants. However, the problem with our policies have usually been that they've been laden with so much ambiguity. So on the one hand, this is appearing more like saying that we just want to ensure that from the Senate, we've done what the people want, but we are still pushing it to INEC, building more trust in the system because there's a lot of trust deficit. But with the passage, we want to believe that INEC will, in good conscience, work with the necessary authorities as well as bodies to ensure that they make provisions for the necessary infrastructure so that we do not have complaints and recourse to say we want to take back our electoral processes to the courts to decide who the final winner is.
All right, the clause provides that where transmission fails, the manually signed Form EC8A becomes the primary document. Now, isn't that a potential loophole in areas where connectivity is unpredictable?
So just like I said, our policymakers have mastered the art of always leaving loopholes in our policies. And this is just one of those. While we want to congratulate ourselves that our democracy has taken a step forward, it is quite important also for us to continue to reiterate to them to stop leaving lacunas in our policies. For environments or locations where we might have technical glitches, it is quite important for us to look into the best way to provide for detailed, because we've seen in the past a situation where you see a result and it is not legible. The reason is a lot of corrections have been made on such results. So the issue of reverting to such upload or rather signing of those forms becomes also an area of concern as far as we are concerned. And as far as we're also concerned, we've seen the amount of money budgeted for INEC to conduct this election. I think, to the best of my knowledge, the highest so far. So we have ample time, enough time to work with technical experts to make sure that where we anticipate such challenges, mechanisms are put in place to mitigate such. But telling us this is leaving everything to INEC, and INEC, as far as we are concerned, in the current dispensation, would likely prefer to go ahead with signing the forms rather than relying solely on the digital upload. So we do not completely concur with that to say the form should be a recourse. But you can see that the issue of the form is coming up more frequently because, and this is giving concern to citizens, even with the passage by the Senate, it's still giving concern to citizens that INEC will still go back to using this. So INEC has the task of ensuring that they tell Nigerians and show and prove to Nigerians that, yes, we are here for the future of the country and not to do the bidding of any political party.
Abdulaziz Hussaini, it's a pleasure speaking with you at this hour. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.